Welcome back, students. Today we have a new topic, that is genetic disorder. But before we are going to study about genetic disorder, we should have some more knowledge about pedigree chart. Pedigree chart. What is pedigree chart? It is the part number 13, lesson number 5, the principle of inheritance, class 12. So, in this topic, that is genetic disorder, we are going to cover the pedigree analysis. Just a minute. I am going to make you explain all these things. Wait. What is pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is nothing but the genetical or family tree which explain how certain character transfer from one generation to another generation. What I told, once again, I am repeating. It is a family tree. Suppose this is a male. Male is represented by a square, and this is a female. Female is represented by a circle, and they gave birth to two girls and one boy. The girl is again married with a boy. This one also married with a boy, and this one married with a girl. Okay, so in next generation they have three different child. They have also two different child. They have also three different child. So suppose the green color indicates a particular defect or particular kind of character. Suppose father has some kind of genetic disorder or some kind of genetic you can say changes. How the changes goes into their offspring. So suppose this girl is affected by the same genetic disorder, and the other girl, that is come or granddaughter, is also affected by her. Suppose this boy is affected by the same disorder, and the boy gave two daughter, and both the daughter have same disorder. So you can see any kind of genetic information can easily be studied by the family tree, and pedigree is all the thing that I have drawn over here. It is a family tree that make you understand about a particular kind of inheritance from parent to offspring that goes through it. So let's have a see. What is called pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is a study of family history about inheritance of a particular trait. Provide an alternative such as analysis of trait in a several generation. It can be done to a several generation. Means about 3 or 4 or more than 3 or 4 generation, this kind of pedigree chart can be made, and it will help to understand how a particular kind of trait or particular kind of character move through one generation to another generation. This is called pedigree analysis. I think you understood. In pedigree analysis, the inheritance of a particular trait is represented by family tree. I have already explained. And so what is the importance of pedigree? Pedigree in human genetics, pedigree study provide a strong tool which is utilized to trace the inheritance of a specific trait, abnormality or disease. So if you want to study a particular kind of abnormality or specific trait, how does the specific trait move from one generation to another generation, or in future this kind of problem will appear or not in your generation, can easily be studied with the help of pedigree analysis. Isn't it? I think you understood. Means up till you, if the character has come or not come, it can goes to the next generation. So you can also analyze the future generation may have a same kind of problem, will occur or not. So some of the important in the standard symbols of the pedigree analysis that I already told you. Square for the male and circle for the female, and all other symbols has been given over there in your book. So I think you will study from there. So let's study about the genetic disorders. I have already explained about the mutation in the last class, and in this mutation you have come to know about different kind of disorder can be occurred due to point mutation or frame shift mutation. So this disorder will move from one generation to another generation if will occur in any kind of generation. So this mutation will occur from or move from one generation to another generation. Either be this a recessive trait or maybe dominant trait. So these all disorder move through generation after generation as same as described by Mendel. So it is called Mendelian disorders. And broadly, genetic disorder be grouped in two categories. That is Mendelian disorder, because all the character or disorders move as same as Mendel has been described in his principle, or it may be the chromosomal disorder. We will study it in broad way. Understood? Let's wait. See, Mendelian disorders are mainly determined by the alteration of or mutation of a single gene. Yes, if a single gene has been changed, this single gene can change a particular kind of protein, and this particular kind of protein obviously after changing become abnormal and cause mutation and produce a different character, or it may be either good for the individual or may not be good. So let's study. These disorders are transmitted to offspring at same line as is studied in the principle of inheritance. The pattern of inheritance can be traced in family pedigree. Yeah, the inheritance can be made by the pattern of inheritance can be made with the help of pedigree analysis, what I already told you earlier. So what are the different Mendelian disorder? These are the Mendelian disorder. You must learn these all the things like hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, color blindness, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. And there are so many other diseases also present which I have not mentioned or your book has not mentioned at all. So it is important to mention the Mendelian disorder may be dominant or recessive, as I already told you. By pedigree analysis we can understand either it is a dominant or recessive. Earlier, the trait that has been linked to the sex chromosome is called sex-linked inheritance, like hemophilia. Once again I am repeating it. Once again, just wait. Those disorders which are linked to either the X chromosome or the Y chromosome is called sex-linked inheritance. The trait can also be linked to the sex chromosome. If it is linked with X chromosome, that is called X-linked inheritance or recessive trait. One of the good example is hemophilia and another is color blindness, which has not been mentioned in your book. So what is hemophilia? Hemophilia is a kind of disease that is caused by certain mutation that occurs in the DNA. Due to this, the person who is affected by this problem do not have certain enzyme which help in the blood coagulation. Means if the person get injury anywhere in the body, the blood will emit out. The blood will squeeze out through the injury, and it will not stop at all, it will not clot at all. And due to this, what happens? The person can die. So hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disease. Point to be noted. Sex-linked recessive disease. It is asked in CBSE that name a Mendelian disorder that is sex-linked recessive disease. So it is transferred from unaffected carrier female to some of the male progeny. It has been mentioned many more things over here. Just I am making you explain about that. Just wait. We should have a white page to make you explain these things. Yeah, we have already got the white page over here. Now let's study. See, suppose this is a female and this is a male. As you know, female has two X chromosome, and I already told you that it is X-linked Mendelian recessive trait. Means either of the X means there are two X in the female. If the female contain the suppose if it is a hemophilic trait present on the X chromosome, and another suppose female has two X chromosome. If one X chromosome contain the hemophilic trait, the female will be carrier because it is recessive, and the female will not show any kind of hemophilic character. If both the X contain the hemophilic trait, then the female will become hemophilic. Once again I am repeating it, try to understand. The female has two X chromosome. If the female contain one hemophilic trait on one X chromosome, then she is carrier. Means she carry the disease from one generation to another generation, but she do not have any kind of characteristics of hemophilia. Means she is living a normal life. But if both the X chromosome contain the hemophilic trait, then she is hemophilic. She is hemophilic, and she is showing the hemophilia. But in case of male, the male has only one X chromosome, and if this X chromosome contain the hemophilic trait, then the male become hemophilic. Hemophilic means he does not show any kind of carrier because he has only one X chromosome. So suppose there is a female who is carrier, means whose one X contain hemophilic trait, and there is a male who is hemophilic, and both get married to each other. So what will be the possibility? Now see, here the daughter that comes in the next generation is carrier. Here this male is normal. Here the daughter that comes have two H on the both X, so she will be hemophilic, and another have hemophilic boy. So in this case you can see one is a carrier female, another is a normal girl, one is a hemophilic girl, and another is a hemophilic boy. So one boy is normal and another boy is hemophilic. One girl is normal and one girl is hemophilic. So the character transfer from one generation to another generation. I think you understood. Let's have a see. Just wait. let us study the sex-linked recessive disease which showed its transmission from unaffected carrier female. Unaffected carrier female, the thing that I made over here, unaffected carrier female to some of the male progeny, move from unaffected carrier female to male, because male have a single X chromosome. If this X chromosome is transferred to the male, he will become dominant or he will become hemophilic. Has been widely studied. In this disease, single protein that is a part of cascade of protein involved the clotting of the blood is affected. Means the clotting of the blood get affected in this disease. Clotting of the blood get affected in this disease, and blood does not clot at all, and all the blood move out through a small injury. Let's see. Due to this, an affected individual, a simple cut will result in the non-stop bleeding. The heterozygous female, that is X small h for hemophilia, is transmitted to the disease to the son. So the heterozygous female, this X is transferred to the male in actually all the X that comes either in the male or female. Suppose here the girl is carrier and here the boy is hemophilic. So if this X comes with this, it gives a hemophilic. Means father cannot spread the disease because he has only one X chromosome. But if this X will come to this Y, means if the hemophilic trait containing X come to the Y, the son will be affected due to the carrier mother. She is a carrier mother. She gave birth to the hemophilic son. So the transfer of character move from mother to son and from father to daughter. It is also called criss-cross inheritance. Once again I am repeating. The X bearing the hemophilic X trait move from mother side to son and from father side to daughter. As it goes crisscross, that's why it is also called criss-cross inheritance. As you have seen in this case, the mother gave birth to the hemophilic son because she shared one hemophilic X trait. I think understood. So the heterozygous female who is carrier for hemophilic may transmit the disease to her son. I think you understood this thing. Next, the possibility of the female becoming hemophilic is extremely rare. Why rare? Because if both the X will contain the hemophilic trait, then the female would become the carrier. Hemophilic. Because she has two X, while the male has only one X, and this X can easily be shared by mother. So the chance of male to be a hemophilic is more than female. I think you understood. The family pedigree of Queen Victoria. So a number of hemophilic descendant. You know, Queen Victoria is the Queen of England. Yes, and she is a carrier mother. She was the carrier mother, and she gave birth to many hemophilic sons. His descendant, means his generation, is now hemophilic because Queen Victoria is a carrier. Now I think you understood this thing. Today, for that much, next class we will study about sickle cell anemia. Remember to do the homework, and if you have any kind of problem you can ask me. Bye bye.